Hey everyone, nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. If you don't know me, my name is Vismay, and today I'm going to review Microsoft Flight Simulator as a whole. Now, if you know me, I don't typically do these kinds of videos, but I hope that you'll still get something to gain out of this. As always, I am not a real life pilot, so please do not use any of my videos as instruction for real life piloting. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, and if you really loved it, make sure to subscribe. And hey, YouTube tells me that only 19% of you have subscribed, so go ahead and click that big red button. It's free and it really helps out the channel. As always, the Discord link is in the channel about page. We hold competitions, you can fly with me on streams or in videos, and we may eventually give away prizes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Microsoft Flight Simulator, the simulation of the future, or more like right now. Developed mainly by Asobo Studios, it was released on August 18th, 2020. It brought the world closer to everyone in a time when the world was out of their reach. Now people could fly to their friend's house during quarantine, fly with their friends, or develop mods that improve the already stunning scenery and improve aircraft details. Communities like the fly-by-wire A32NX community, full of thousands of people, are working together to improve the A320 and even get an A380 in the sim. This is just one of the examples of the amazing groups of people working together in the Microsoft Flight Simulator community. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a beast of a sim. Around 93 gigabytes during initial installation. With all the new updates coming out, it's gone past 200 gigabytes of just downloading. Minimum, recommended, and ideal specifications are on screen. My PC specs are in the description, but needless to say, you're going to need to spend some big money. When downloading the game or updates from the internet, it is often best to have an Ethernet connection. This way you get faster speeds. My 15-hour download turned into a 3-hour download. If you have any problems with the simulator or downloading in general, head over to the official Microsoft Flight Simulator forums and have experts in the community try to help solve your problems. Link is in the description. Microsoft Flight Simulator contains the entire world. I am not kidding. You can fly anywhere in the world, bar the occasional crash to desktop or terrain glitch, at any time of day, in any weather, with hundreds of thousands of people from and to any airport. In my opinion, it's fantastic. I'm not going to go into the technical details about how they did it, but you can find a link in the description to this awesome documentary that I highly recommend you watch. Microsoft Flight Simulator has built-in AI aircraft, whether that be taxiing around or having them hit you when you're attempting a takeoff on a taxiway. They can be a little annoying sometimes, but nice to know that you aren't alone in the world. And hey, they're only one click away from not existing at all. Jokes aside, Microsoft Flight Simulator also pulls out data from Flight Radar 24 to put real-time flights in the game, although for some reason I always find them attempting to land in the ocean. As with any great sim, you can attach a yoke, throttle, rudder pedals, HOTAS, whatever you have, and it will work. While some models may need some updates from the manufacturer to work or be compatible, most products are. I myself don't have a yoke, I use an Xbox controller, and I'm still working on getting a real yoke, and rudder pedals. Controls may need constant rebinding after updates, but the simulator does a pretty good job of recognizing inputs from an external device, and it's really easy to set up in the in-game menu and during the settings menu. Microsoft Flight Simulator has a wide variety of mods and improvements available to download. Scenery, airports, aircraft, and external applications such as the Your Controls Shared Cockpit mod can be found on websites and on Discord servers. The community have banded together to create drastic improvements to the sim. Most of them can be found on the website known as flightsim.to, link in the description. Here is where you can submit your own mods and download those created by others with no fear of viruses. Aircraft from third-party developers add more functionality and increases the realism of the sim. You can also add your own face to the cockpit like this mod I found here, although I don't plan on using it, it's a little creepy. So now that we have talked about the good aspects of Microsoft Flight Simulator, we now have to talk about the disadvantages, starting with Microsoft Flight Simulator's number one disadvantage for those who came from other flight sims is a lack of being able to replay your flights. While I myself have never played another flight simulator, FS 2020 being my first, I can see the pros of a replay function. Recording videos would be a whole lot easier. Good news for everyone is that Salty Simulations recently announced that they are developing a replay function for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Bad news is that they don't have a specific time for release. You can still download the mod, however, but it's only recommended for developers, and you have to build it yourself. Link is in the description. As stated before, Microsoft Flight Simulator is huge, not just at initial installation, but also their updates. Download speed also suffers, so it's very annoying to those that attempt to download it. Many players have expressed their frustration at this, so hopefully Asobo and Microsoft come up with something quick. Also, the loading time from opening the sim takes minutes, and then when loading to the aircraft may take even longer than loading to the main menu. Microsoft Flight Simulator may be extremely detailed in the scenery, however Asobo barely has any airplanes in the sim. General aircraft are the majority of the ones modeled, but there are only three airliners: the Airbus A320neo, Boeing 747-8, and the Boeing 787-10. You can find other aircraft on websites, however almost none of them have a working cockpit. Good news for those who want other aircraft: third-party developers are making them. Bad news: most of them cost money, many of them up to $40, maybe $50, meaning that if you have the standard edition, you might as well just get the premium deluxe version and get some more aircraft. To add further insult to injury, most of the switches, buttons, and systems don't even work on the Soho aircraft. Fire, doors, ECAM pages, and ICAS pages, as well as the systems inside the aircraft, are not even functional for some aircraft. Good news for this one is that once again the A32NX mod, Salty Simulation 747, and the 787-XE add more functionality and realism to the default aircraft. Best thing is, all of these are free. However, the 787-XE mod and the Salty Simulations are not as updated as the A320, and the 787 is not compatible with the A320, meaning that you have to remove the mod you are not using from the community folder each time you start up the sim. And as everyone knows, this takes a lot of time. Every new game is filled to the brim with bugs and glitches, Microsoft Flight Simulator being no exception. Most annoying is the bugs that come right after any sort of update. Having to wait so long to update only to not be able to play is heartbreaking. Crashes to desktop or CTD are very frequent and very frustrating. Hopefully, the game will have fewer crashes in the future once the game has developed further. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a great simulator, but I'm not one to judge whether you get it or not. The sim is still in development and is updated frequently to fix bugs and glitches that are created and found all the time. Hopefully, this video helped you learn more about the sim. If you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you loved it, make sure to subscribe. Stay safe and have a good one.